Hello, my name is Marjana Skubic and welcome to Negotiations for Project Managers. Today, I'm hosting Elaine Jackson, my friend. I can call you my friend, I hope, my friend from Boston, Massachusetts. And we met at some seminar. I think it was preparation for PMP. You are very good at that. You are a trainer, a long years, I think 20, something like that, and you have a very good success rate. And you were also a sponsor on our last event, so thank you for promoting us on your channels. And today we are going to do an interview. So maybe for the start, would you like to introduce yourself, Elaine?
Sure. Margiana, thank you so much. I forgot how we had met. I'm Elaine Jackson. I live in Massachusetts, about an hour from outside of Boston. And I have been a project management trainer, consultant, a keynote speaker for the last 23 years. Seems like a long journey. I also help individuals, professional individuals, get control over public speaking jitters, understanding how to ask for raises, how to speak to managers, how to speak to people that they support. So everything related to communications and risk, I'm your person. So it's a pleasure to be here to talk about negotiations.
Thank you, Elaine. Let's say that on previous events, we learned a lot from you too. So I think we have a wonderful guest today for these questions. Now, let me start with something from Career Insights. Elaine, you've had an impressive career spanning multiple industries and roles. What motivated you to pursue a career in project management and leadership? And how have your career experiences shaped your approach to leadership?
That's an interesting question. As an Aries, I always say this. As an Aries, I haven't even touched the iceberg of where I need to be. So I am still digging and foraging ahead. As you see, I'm always coming out with new programs. I believe most project managers have this gene inside of them to control the environment, to make it go, to make success happen against all odds, to really see the person that they're working with, the people, the temperament, the behaviors, and find a way to navigate through all of that and hit the mark. Now, in my earlier days, I will always say that when the train came in, everybody was dead on the train, but I got the train to the destination. Now I'm bringing in more live people with me. I'm being more compassionate. I'm using a couple of techniques like PQ, positive intelligence. I'm a graduate of the Landmark Forum, which is a forum that helps you to understand your behaviors and make you take responsibility for where you are. Instead of saying, look what they did to me, look at my careers. Well, what did you do to make that better? So I'm working in that area. You also asked me what motivated me. I would have to say it's my father pushing me in the sciences and the math, making me stay up till midnight, even on a school night to get the homework done and get up at 6 a.m. the next morning to go to school. It's just that my family's West Indian and there's a lot of discipline in that kind of culture where you have to perform. You have to, there's no, I'm tired, I'll do it tomorrow, you'll do it today. And if you don't do it, you'll stay up till you do it and you still have to get up early in the morning to do the next day. So it's a lot of upbringing that is part of me that drove me into this field.
Thank you for sharing that. So, in your opinion, what are the most significant trends currently shaping the project management and strategic planning fields? How do you foresee these trends evolving in the near future?
The trends that I'm seeing is that a lot of project managers, even those who you may think should be retiring, like, oh, they're in retirement age, they should retire. The economy has left, at least here in the US, many people with mortgages that are still like way up there, through due to maybe financial downfall, or maybe it was COVID, who knows? But people still have to stay working. So what I see happen is blended cultures of many generations. You know, just baby boomers are still working. You have Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. You know, you have all of these generations working together, and they don't necessarily approach work the same. So what I'm seeing in a lot of jobs, companies will hire, sometimes they want to hire, they want really to hire the older individual at somebody just coming into the market price. That can't work. That can't work. And it might work if somebody were retired and they were also collecting a part-time funds or something like that. But what I'm seeing is there's a need for a lot of collaboration, a lot of explaining yourself. I do a lot of project management training, and I get individuals that don't want to do the reading. Is there a faster way? Can I listen to an audio? How can I memorize? You can't memorize, you have to understand. As you well know, we all went through the road of understanding project management, working in fields that maybe weren't labeled as project management, but we were clearly doing project management work. And by doing that, we ended up having to understand how to explain what we're doing to who's a project manager and still keep communications open with those who don't have the lingo under their belt. And so I believe the change is coming is PMI and all the other organizations. They're using a lot of AI, a lot of AI, a lot of coming up with prompts that are creative, and you're learning how to speak in a salesy way, I call it. You know, just how can you say something so that you don't have to give 40 prompts to ChatGPT or any of the other apps that are out there. So I think AI is going to dominate in project management, and we have to be able to communicate on that level.
Yes, and do you explain your students that negotiations are a part of project management, and do you teach them in what way it's important?
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that because I have a situation going on right now where, you know, the old me would say, this is the way it is, take it or leave it, you know, on or off, you know, get off the bus, the train is leaving, you know, all those kinds of things, right? So now I decided I would just say, what would you like to see happen here? The inner side of me is like, the martial arts is like, and you know, you're the wide eye, like going crazy. But I'm just like, what would you like to see happen since we've already passed 4 weeks of a 5-week program, and we haven't accomplished 50% of the goals? What do you see as possible? And it went well. The conversation went well. Was to, well, why don't we stop and restructure and then come back, and then we can then continue and finish up. You know, it was like, why keep hitting our heads on the door? Stop, rethink, have a beer, have a glass of wine, have something that, and just reset instead of keep banging to try to get the door open when maybe the door just opens a different way. So the negotiations, I don't say the word negotiation because it sounds like for some people battle. But it, you know, being part of the PQ community, I'm not sure if you're aware of PQ, the positive intelligence, but it's an opportunity for me to understand what negativity do I bring to the situation. So, and what positive can I do to diffuse it, or at least stand in my space and let the people that I'm interviewing or negotiating with see I'm not a threat. But I, as a martial artist, as an Aries, I don't retreat. I don't like start backing up and playing weak and doing like not making eye contact. That's not me. I'm person stand in my place and let's try to battle it and deal with it and still be friends here. You know, because I do believe backing up sometimes gives people, especially bullies, an opportunity to think that they're winning, or they're in a negative way, winning the fight instead of going for what is the reason we're really talking about this subject.
Wow. Okay, let's continue with some questions around negotiations. So, negotiation is a critical skill in both project management and business leadership. Can you share some key techniques on or strategies you employ during negotiations to achieve successful outcomes. You already mentioned the aspect of better relationships that you can get with negotiations, but what about, let's say, negotiations about money, about budget?
I believe that when you're having important discussions, it doesn't mean that every discussion is not important, but when there are certain discussions you know that are going to happen, it's good to do the research. You're
Mhm,
looking
mhm,
for a raise, a promotion on your job. Uh, do a little research and see what other companies are paying in the industry as of that moment. Make a little report. And so when you're having that meeting, you say, hey, would you mind? I'm going to put the slide. I want to show you on something. I made a presentation. I'm going to show you. Then they're like, whoa, this person's not just coming with I want, but they're coming with industry reports, coming back with how I have done this before and how other people believe in me. I'd like to stay here with this company. It's really
mhm,
important,
mhm,
but the important thing is that I stay on target for my career. And I believe in my generation, I'm from the baby boomer generation, we never approached, most people didn't approach jobs like that. Your manager
mhm,
was like up there and you're here and you ask for a job or a promotion. They say, oh, we don't have it. We can only give it to two people, maybe next year. And then 20 years
mhm,
later, you're like, well,
mhm,
what the hell is going on here? Whereas the generation today now, they're like, I need that raise. Well, you can't have it. Well, here's your laptop and here's your
mhm.
pencil. That's it. I know my worth and I can always move back in with mom and dad. Well, my mom and dad have passed on, so I can't move back in with them. And that was never really an option because I was married. And to tell my husband, well, I'm not getting the jobs. We're going to go and move in with mom. And my husband would have never gone for that. He was like, no, no, we are not moving into your mother's house. And so I believe that negotiation tactics has to be one where for me, I sort of break the ice. I try to smile a lot. I try to disarm the person. I do a lot of body language reading, looking at their eyes, making direct eye contact. And then sometimes if people have a hidden agenda, they'll start looking. I can see the diverted behavior. They're looking away, looking up and down. They try to they start stuttering. Then I say, hey, this is just a conversation. Don't worry about it. We don't have to talk about everything in one day. We can set an agenda and talk about it. And then by next week, Tuesday, I'd like to have some resolution to this. I always set a date. When can we resolve this? I don't want something dragging on and on. The old me would get angrier as the day went. I'd like, if something went wrong and I didn't deal with it and didn't have any closure, it would escalate and it would become in the end something that even didn't even look like what it was in the beginning. So when I know that about my old self, I say I have to interrupt that behavior. And in PQ, we look at the different behaviors that we have. We're stickler, overachiever, the different behaviors that make it so that other people don't want to be around us. It's like she's so driven, it's so uncomfortable. She's always talking shop, she's always talking work. She never wants to have fun. So I want to be known as somebody. People follow me on LinkedIn because they love what I write. I write in a creative way. I write in a way that makes people laugh, makes them think. It makes them say, wow, yeah, she's right.
Well, sure, I can confirm that. I'm following you for some time now, and we also exchanged some emails. And yes, it's really fun and also a lot of motivation and professionalism with
Yes.
it too. So let me ask you one last question. For professionals looking to improve their negotiation skills, what advice or resources would you recommend? Are there particular experiences or training that have been instrumental in developing your negotiation abilities?
I believe there's a lot out there, especially when you talk about wanting to be a leader, you have to lead by example. And so they always say you have two ears and one mouth, so you should be listening more than you speak. I do a lot more listening and a lot more introspective kind of how am I feeling about that? What kind of vibes am I giving this person? Are they responding because they're feeling intimidated? because of my martial arts, I feel there is some level of intimidation that I can't remove because in order for me to get a hit, I'm short. I've got to get in close. I can't be all the way backing up. I've got to be close so that when I hit, the hit is powerful. So I do that same when I'm talking to people. I hope that my whole face doesn't fill the screen of the thing, but sometimes I come in really, I'm like, what are you talking about? So I think that the overall approach is a leadership approach to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Keep reading, keep doing webinars. Sometimes I'm going to be honest, I do 2 and 3 webinars at the same time. Sometimes I have my phone, one going on my phone, and I put the captions so I can capture, like, oh yeah, that was good. And then I'm here, like present, like on a PMI one when I want to chat and let people know I'm here. So the thing is, you have to be aggressive about educating yourself and staying ahead of the curve. I always follow Neon Musk. He has this YouTube video on the curve of innovation, and he talks about it's like a bell curve. And at the beginning, when something first come out, you notice there's only certain kind of people. They always run. They want to be the first to get the iPhone. They want to be the first to get the book. The book came out. I want it. I want to get it the day one, so I can say I have a picture of me with it day one. Those are the people that they make the most money because they take chances on opportunities. And that's what I would like to be in the running with the first 2-3%ers. But as time goes on and everybody else starts to get on, the opportunity to get business and everything changes. So I believe it's important that you and everyone step forward in a more assertive way. You want to see big things in your life, you have to do big things. You can't say I want a Maserati and you're sitting there playing Candy Crush on the PC. You've got to be burning it. I listen to webinars while I'm sleeping. Now it's extreme, and I know it's extreme. I'm trying to work on being less extreme, but sometimes when the industry is running from you, you have to do things that are extreme to get up with it and ahead of it. You have to be ahead of the industry in order to be seen as a leader. Maybe somebody doesn't like a leader like me because I'm just too much on top of everything. But then most people like my leadership style because they know they don't have to do all the research. They know Elaine's on top of it. She sees all the webinars, she collects all the notes, and I can always say, hey, did you see that? Can you send me your notes or something? So I do that for my network. I have about 16,000 connections on LinkedIn, and I work them really well in terms of remembering birthdays. When it pops up, they have a birthday. It's your birthday, like Lambert's birthday's today. I'd sent my message yesterday. I said, maybe I'll be the first one. It's stupid, right? It's so stupid, but it's things that motivate me to be there at the line at the first, because short people, we get trampled. I'm only 5'1.5", so I know that if I get caught up in the crowd, I will get trampled. So I've got to be at the front or just don't get on the line at all.
I hope that I will not offend you, but I was thinking about little Chihuahua, so I know that.
Hold on. I have a passport. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming. That would be funny, right?
Well,
that I show up outside your house with my gi on. I'm like, I'm gonna fight you today. You're like, oh my God.
actually, I'm scared of you, even though we are in front of screen. So,
well,
yeah.
it's funny you say that. My clients aren't. When I say, did you do any of the reading assignments? Did you do any homework? Did you do any mock exams? They say no. They say no, like, you can't do anything to me. I'm over here and I didn't do it. Like, it's like a teenager when they tell the parent, no, I didn't do the homework. And what are you going to do about it? I'm like, yeah, one day we're going to meet one day and I'm going to pinch you really hard.
Well, Elaine, it's been so nice to talk to you, like always, and thank you for answering the questions. I would really like to see you as a sponsor or our speaker on our next event, so I'm really looking forward to it. But right now, I must say that see you soon. So thank you
I'll see
and
you
bye-bye.
soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.